What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel again. Good afternoon down here in America, and good evening down back in the UK. So wherever you're watching this trip from, I want to say thank you for joining us here on the platform. And we're previewing the big game between Brighton and Chelsea. Chelsea will be traveling to Brighton Football Park. What's the name again? I forgot. I can't remember. Amos Stadium. Yeah. Amex Stadium to take on Chelsea. Will be traveling to the Amex Stadium to take on Brighton in that Premier League fixture, and that's what we'll be diving into. The drama of Roberto de Zerbi unleashes on Chelsea as Chelsea also Cole Palmer transfer saga and making bold EPL prediction. So we'll be expecting your prediction in the comment section below, and any question regarding today's stream, do me a favor, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Cole Palmer transfer, also we'll be looking at was it really, as some of the papers have been saying, was it really a Chelsea target, and what's the real story behind Cole Palmer? Also Brighton injury crisis, can they overcome it against resurgent Chelsea? You know, Chelsea are on. They've done the 3 in a row. First ever they've done 3 in a row in the Premier League. They can go on to make it 4 if they continue that performance that we've seen. And also, we've been looking at the league table, the first mid-table, and then the relegation threatening zone. Also, as we're looking also, hopefully, if you have any regarding the predicted lineup, we'll also get, if you have time, we will dive into that also as we are live here at this moment. So guys, do me a favor, if you're joining us, wherever you're joining us from, please don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to keep your bell notification icon active at all time so you don't miss anything from the channel. So be with us, stay in there, do not go anywhere, and we'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back again to the show. We are reviewing the big game between Brighton and Chelsea. Chelsea have done, I think Chelsea have beaten Brighton 2 times already. One in the domestic cup, I think the Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup, and then the Premier League, and then Chelsea. Can Chelsea go on and beat them for the 3rd time? Steven, my man over here, my host. What I say, the second host of the show, is here with me. Steven, we're gonna look at into this game, Brighton and Chelsea Premier League fixture. Steven G.
Yeah, good to be back on as always. Big game today. 2 big games really, because you've got Newcastle versus Man U as well, and realistically for Chelsea need to see Newcastle drop points. So we as Chelsea need Newcastle to drop points, and then once that happens, hopefully happens, I should say, Chelsea need to come and do their end of the bargain by getting a win in their game against Brighton tonight. If both of those things happen, it moves us into 6th place, which potentially is Europa League, but it's definitely at a minimum going to be Conference League. So, look, I don't want Conference League, I want Europa League, but if we get into 6th for Man City win the FA Cup against Man United, then 6th becomes Europa League. So, let's make sure we get 6th place.
Steven said that let's hope that we get 6th place. And I've also said the same thing. I don't want Chelsea to find themselves playing in Europa League. It's a trophy. We can win it. But it's not the time that I will have to wake
Europa
up.
or Europa Conference?
Europa Conference League. I want Europa League, not Europa Conference League. I don't want to be watching maybe Chelsea playing a team that I've never heard in my life before. You get what I'm saying? That is not what I'm looking for. I want competition on the highest level. At least first, second in that league. That's what I'm looking for. Not 5th and 6th. I mean, the first and second. Let's say you're going to play Albania. You're going to Albania. Even Albania first and second team do not even have a point to prove in the Champions League. They don't perform very well in the Champions League. More or less to give me their 4th and the 5th team in Albanian league. Come on, man. I don't want to watch those games. There's no competition there. So I'm just hoping that Chelsea can do much better and then find themselves in the Europa spot, in Europa, league position instead of a Europa Conference League. Steven, I've also said that he's not really interested in that. So yeah, they can do it. Steven, let's look at Roberto de Zerbi's team and how things have been for Roberto de Zerbi. Do you think Zerbi has been fine out, or do you think that he's just been unlucky with some injury? We also I've heard that Lallana will be leaving the football club in the summer. Also, Danny Welbeck signed a new 2-year contract, and I think he's at 36 years old right now.
I'm not entirely sure. To
he's
be honest with you,
36 years old, and he's signed 2 more years and 2 more years with Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They go about it the way they go about it. And I said a little while, well, not a little while ago. I said there, I think a couple months ago now, because everyone keeps talking about Chelsea and De Zerbi and all that. I don't want him. I feel like he's only got one plan, and if it doesn't work, he's in trouble. Teams have started to find out what he does, and they're able to exploit it. I know we're going to go more in depth on the form table later on, but just quickly to touch on that, Brighton in their last 5 games have won 1 game, drawn 2, and lost 2. So they got 5 points from their last 5 games. They lost 4-0 to Man City. They drew 1-1 with Burnley. They lost 3-0 to Bournemouth. They beat Aston Villa 1-0 and they drew 1-1 with Newcastle over the weekend. They've scored 3 goals in those 5 games, but they've conceded 9. So they're shipping goals at the moment. Having said that, Chelsea only conceded 1 less in that time, but they've scored double. So, correction, no. Chelsea have conceded the same amount, but Chelsea have scored 4 times the number of goals in the last 5 games. So, Chelsea also have double amount of points in the last 5 games. So, hopefully that momentum carries forward for Chelsea today. But yeah, I think De Zerbi's been found out. I've said it for a little while now. So that's my view on it. I don't want him here. So that's another thing.
It's something that you can talk about because I know De Zerbi, we know Brighton is a football club that is used to bring in a very, very young, talented player that they believe that they can go ahead and sell them for top money, that has, future. In the Premier League, we've seen a lot of players like Estupiñán. We've seen them bringing in Levi Kowa, who also have a season with them, and he was brilliant. We're able to get the best out of these young players. We've seen Enciso, but we haven't seen much of Enciso this season. And what's his name again? Adingra also, which I saw a great performance from Adingra during the preseason.
Adingra is your guy, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot from him, but he's a good player. He won the AFCON with Ivory Coast. So I know there's a lot of players in him. But which of these players would you say that De Zerbi hasn't really developed those young players very well? I've seen one of the players that I can talk about is Enciso. If you remember that wonder goal and his performance last season, but this season we haven't seen much of these from these young players. Would you say it has to do with the injury or just De Zerbi?
Maybe a bit of both. I mean, if Enciso's been injured, then obviously that makes it difficult because obviously you're not playing, so you can't really develop. So that's a factor for sure. But at the same time, like I keep saying with De Zerbi, I feel like he's been found out this season. Maybe he's still improving the players, but if he's only got one system and he's only training them on one system, means you got no plan B. As a manager, I want you to have a plan B, because if everything starts going wrong, I don't want you to do an Ange Postecoglou. This is how we play. This is not going to change. We're sticking to this.
It's who we are, mate.
I don't want to do that. You understand, mate?
Yeah.
This is how we play, mate. But yeah, I think injuries for certain players have definitely hurt them for sure. But maybe part of it is on De Zerbi as well. I have got your message. I'm gonna try and find a graphic for it.
Okay. I mean, I do agree. Part of it, just like you said, part of it has to be on De Zerbi and maybe the medical team, or maybe Brighton overachieved last season because they played very well.
Oh, they definitely overachieved.
Yeah, it's just like some of the teams that we've talked about. Big up to you, AFC. Look at AFC. Big up to you, my man. I hope you're doing very well. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. We haven't talked in a while, but I hope you are doing wonderful today. We did talk about and certain teams, which Newcastle is one of them. Maybe you could say Newcastle, De Zerbi's team, Brighton also one of them that overachieved last season because they haven't had that consistency this season. So definitely, yeah, De Zerbi, we could say De Zerbi there. But yeah, De Zerbi at Chelsea. I don't want De Zerbi. I don't want De Zerbi.
But so I found the thing you was asking for. It's from about a week ago.
Okay.
As of that point, Brighton
was it related to injuries?
Yeah.
Okay. Take us through it.
So as of 1 week ago, Brighton had. Let me open this in browser so I can zoom it in. Brighton had 20 injuries on the season, and their players had missed 159 games combined this season. Chelsea have had the most injuries with 54, and Chelsea players have missed 309 games through injuries this season. So I don't want nobody talking to me about injuries. No other team gets that, in my opinion, because they say it ain't valid for us when Chelsea have had the most out of every team in the league. So therefore, I will not be accepting it as an excuse for any other team in the league. Right. I feel like that's quite fair. If it ain't valid for us, then when we've had the most, then it ain't valid for your team. Fair game.
That's Stephen G. Stephen G said that's a lot of injuries, and a lot of injuries have played a role on both Brighton, but I don't think they have that many injuries compared to what Chelsea have had. But Chelsea have dealt with it very, very well. It was struggling in the middle of the season. Can Chelsea make top 4? Can Chelsea make top 5? Can Chelsea make Europa football? It's just like Chelsea are heading close to them. But this fixture won't be that easy for Chelsea. Chelsea, Steven, now we've talked a lot. We've taken some time. We've discussed Brighton. We're gonna move on from Brighton Football Club. Is there anything you want to add to Brighton regarding the football club, the game today, before we move on from there and go to Chelsea and start talking about the gaffer himself, Mauricio Pochettino?
Not particularly, to be honest. I'm just quickly checking something now. Um, see if it show me or if I've got a load into the fixture for tonight. I've got a load into fixture tonight. I've done that. Yeah, this is claiming that they've got João Pedro, who's a doubt. Another player who I think's a young player is meant to be out for a few days. Milner's apparently out for the season. Van Hecke, I presume's out for a season. Veltman, no idea when he's returning. Estupiñán's apparently out for the season, as is Evan Ferguson and Matoma. So they've got a fair few injuries. But look, at the end of the day, Chelsea can't go into the game today against Brighton, despite Brighton having quite a few injuries, and be complacent. You've got to go there and make sure you do your job. Focus on yourselves. Don't focus on anyone else. Don't worry about what's going on in the United game against Newcastle. Just worry about your game. If you win your game, that's all that matters. You can look at what happened in other games later, see if it's gone in your favor or not. But right now, the focus has to be go into the game tonight and just go to perform and get the result. Try and finish the game early so that we don't risk throwing it away. Because realistically, we should be winning.
And you said how many players are they missing for today's game?
I don't know if this is 100%, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 potentially, but I'm not 100% certain on that list. So, yeah, not 100% certain on that list.
You have Chelsea injury list with you right now, or do you want me to pull it out?
Chelsea, Ben Chilwell, and I think it was Carney were both back in training.
Yeah.
Full training. And then Sanchez, Fofana, Enzo, and Lavi are definitely out. But I'm not sure if we'll see Carney or Chilwell in the squad. They needed to be assessed according to Mauricio Pochettino. So it depends on the outcome of that assessment.
All right. So, guys, if you're watching us we got 13 of you watching us live on YouTube. And I think we got 7 of you watching live on X, whatever you're watching us from. Do not forget to drop your like on the video. And also, if you have any specific comments regarding today's show, do me a favor, just drop it here. Also, Jones said, "Hi, bro. Big up to you, to yourself, Jones. I hope you're doing very well." Then the blue border analysis, guys, apologize. I've been very, very busy, so that is why my stream has been a little bit dodgy. And I go a couple of days before I come back again. So apologize. But what I'm doing is very, very important also. So if you don't see me a couple of days, remember that I still got you guys in mind. And I love you all. It's just that the business, being very busy. And that is the reason. But I'm working on things. So Blue Board Analysis, big up Lord Blueclouds. Thank you very much, my brother. You guys are all legend. Jones, Luca, also, you guys are all legend of this platform, or even Chelsea Football Club or football. I call them football fanatics, those that love football. So, anyone watching, if you haven't, let's see if we have 14 now. 14. I mean, you said 14 likes, right? 14 views. See, if 14 views, we're supposed to have 14 likes. Let me see if we have it. I'm gonna refresh my page. We only got 4. We got 4 likes and we got 14 people watching right now. 15 right now as it is. So if you haven't dropped your like on the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, and I'd love to see that.
It's free. It don't cost you nothing.
Absolutely, you don't have to pay a dime. It's just you have to just click on it. You put a like on the video, and then we all at peace. All right. Anyway, Steven, we're looking at Mauricio Pochettino's setup. Has things are working very well for Chelsea right now. Consistency is in there. Infected, is it what you infected wing back? Is it
Fullback?
fullback, yeah, which is Marc Cucurella. Looks like things are working for Chelsea. Do you want to see the same strategy, the same lineup, the same build-up that Mauricio Pochettino have paraded in the last 3 games in tonight's game?
Yeah, I've already said the last few games, like you look at it and it's clear and obvious that it's working. And as the saying goes, and as I said in the stream, I think it was the last stream when we were doing a preview, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only one change I would make is if Gusto is fit to start, I'd start Gusto. That's the only one change I'd make to the defense. And it's the only one change I'd make to the team overall.
All right. So Gusto is the only changes that Steven said he was going to make. Reece James, what do you make of Reece James' return already? We've seen assists from him. And Gary Southgate, Mauricio Pochettino have given the green light to Gary Southgate that Ben Chilwell will be ready for the the European competition. But do you see the same with Reece James?
I can't remember who I was talking to, if it was you or someone else.
Me, but it was me. But I wouldn't say it.
I said that essentially the issue is that whether they're ready or not, he's got to pick them because it's Gareth Southgate. They don't need to be fit for him to pick them because it's Gareth Southgate. He's got to do it. The same way Didier Deschamps does it for France. You know how whenever Kante was injured, he used to always still call him up. That's what Gareth Southgate done with Chilwell. He'd been back. Actually, correction. He done that with Chilwell, and Chilwell hadn't played a single minute yet because the squad came out before the game where he came off the bench for like 3-4 minutes. Then he played him in back-to-back 90 minutes, and when he returned to training for Chelsea, he was already injured again because of Southgate. I don't trust this guy. He's the English Didier Deschamps in terms of he's got to play players whether they're injured or not.
That's great. Southgate, Gareth Southgate will be there for a while. Let me get to the comments and see what the legends are saying over here. Big up to my Nottingham Forest fan on this platform, like Todd Labor. Big up, guys. So how are you getting ready to go to? Okay, let me take it again. It says, big up, guys. How are you? Okay, how are you? There should be a comment. That's why I read the whole thing through. All right, it says, getting ready to go to job interview, and it says Wilmington. It's a Wilmington, Delaware, in a little while. Wish me luck. Yes, Todd, look at me right now. Son of the cross, name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Be unto you, Todd. Todd, God be with you, and I pray that you get that job and everything will be perfect. Do not worry, have faith, believe in yourself, and that's self-belief will get you the job you're looking for. Big up to Blue Board Analysis. It says it is a disgrace that the board are not contemplating on Hansi Flick and rather stick with Poch or Keys, De Zerbi's disgrace. You know what I'll say, Blue Board. I don't think that it's really necessary to really break change something that is not that bad. You and I were probably in the same line when we say we have to replace Mauricio Pochettino because his performance was very, very bad. But I want you to be a little bit more, think outside the box, think deeply before you come up with your final answer. And my question to you is: one, you have to consider the stature or the state at which Mauricio Pochettino took the football club. How many players has he really got the chance to work with? We understand maybe his training methodology or training method could have been one of the problems that have affected the team with so much injury. But we are looking beyond just this season. If you look at the record, to tell you on the list that Chelsea have the highest team with lots of injury from minute one, beginning of the season, to where we are now. And as it is, we're getting to the business end of the season, which got two more games to go. If Chelsea play the game today, got one more game to go. So look at where the trajectory has it been improvement on some of these players? Has it been able to improve some certain key players? Which, yes, it is true. He has improved certain key players. It's not always about the results. It is Chelsea are still in a state of rebuilding, which involved a new owner, old regime or new regime coming in, and new administration also in the regime, new administration, new owners, new policy involved. So all this takes time to materialize, or it takes time to have effects on the football club. So it's not just the team, but financially also the team is suffering from a rebuilding. We have to look into that. Mauricio Pochettino, from where he is now, hasn't really done that bad in terms of the injuries, new players, the number of players that have been at the football club. I don't think Poch has done really bad that we have to get rid of him. One season with Mauricio Pochettino, I think it will be fair on Mauricio Pochettino. Back in the days, we all know that it got to a point we were asking, we were looking for a manager that will stay, will be with the football club, that will play entertaining football, that will play football that will excite the fans. But we never got a chance to have one. Carlo Ancelotti, as good as Carlo Ancelotti was, he won the Premier League, he won the FA Cup with Chelsea, was being sacked at Everton dugout. At the tunnel, sorry, at the tunnel, not the dugout, at the tunnel. That's where Carlo Ancelotti he got fired. He wasn't fired at Chelsea. He was fired at Everton game when we lost to Everton game. He was being fired at the tunnel.
In the tunnel after the game.
After the game, you get what I'm saying? And look at what Carlo Ancelotti is doing. After so many years he left Chelsea, he's winning Champions League back to back Champions League. That's what he's doing. He's producing magic with Real Madrid. So sometimes I know during the Roman era we won lots of trophies, but look at the way that we won our trophies. There wasn't much consistency. We were one of the successful football clubs in the past 20 years. But look at the manner of way we won it. And look at Manchester City right now. 4 consecutive seasons, they're about to win it again. Unprecedented. It's never happened in the Premier League. So sometimes we have to look at the bigger picture, not just what we're seeing now. It's Premier League is always a marathon, not a race, not a 100-meter race.
No,
so I understand. Yeah, blue board. Don't look at Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick hasn't done it in the Premier League before, so we don't know what he's going to be like when he moved to the Premier League. Even those that have performed, have done better in the Premier League, even struggle on the highest level, coaching Chelsea. And Graham Potter is one of them. Even coaches that have won World Cup, which is Luis Filippo Scolari, with Brazil, could not even handle coaching Chelsea. So, Blue Board, I want us to think deeply if we want to get rid of this gaffer. Steven, over to you.
Yeah, my thing has always been that he should be sacked in the summer if there's an upgrade. Currently, doesn't look like there's an upgrade out there. Currently, he looks like he's turning it around. Therefore, is it really worth saying to him, we're going to sack you, if there's no one better out there? Because realistically, you look at the stuff he's had to overcome this season with having so many injuries. Okay, sure. As I've already said, like, part of that could definitely be put on him and his training methods, because there's history there. Whether he wants to say that's just people on social media, there is a proven track record evidence there from his time at Southampton and his time at Spurs as well. But also, it's not entirely on him, because some injuries are just unfortunate. That happens. And here's a key thing. Apparently, Potter didn't have a fitness coach last season. So if you went from having limited fitness to having a coaching staff that demands high press in football and therefore high demands in terms of your fitness, what's the likely outcome of that? You're going to get more injuries because you're not used to the intensity. So yes, it could be put on him to an extent, but also it's not entirely his fault because he wasn't here last season, so he couldn't really do anything about that.
So there we go, guys. Please don't forget to drop a like on the video when you join us on the platform, and we're happy to be streaming live. You can watch us live on X and also on YouTube at this moment. We're not streaming on Facebook because we have an issue on our Facebook account. But yeah, Todd, thank you very much yourself. So thank you, Nee. I appreciate it. I'm praying and hoping that I get that job too. You will get it. Trust me. I know, I can tell, I can feel it already. You will get that job. May God be with you, Todd. I'll see you some other time after. Let me know how things goes when you're done there. You're done with it. Also, a Bluebird analysis says so. If we want to stick with Poch, if he's secure a top 4 finish and partially
can't get top 4.
She can't get top 4. If you look at the numbers, if we win our game and those ahead of us, if they win their game, there's no way Chelsea can get top 4. As close as we can get will be a top 6, isn't it, Steven?
Technically, yes. Although mathematically, if Spurs do the Spursy, if Spurs do the Spursy and somehow lose to Sheffield on the last day, then we could technically finish 5th.
Okay. Bluebird Analysis is trying to say if Mauricio Pochettino, if we stick with Poch and if he succeed a top 4 finish and a potential snags a cup next year, the board might extend his contract, and that will be a terrible decision. That's the worry. Why would you think if he wins a trophy next season will be a terrible decision? Steven, do you think that will be a terrible decision if he comes in and is able to win a trophy next season for Chelsea and Chelsea extend his contract? It will be a terrible decision. Do you think that will be a terrible decision?
How could it be a terrible decision if he stays and then he goes on to do a job? Then
it wins
I don't know how you can possibly look at it in a negative way. Of end of the day, yeah, he's damned if he does, or damned if we do, damned if we don't. Yeah, people want us to win. Yeah, and normally people don't care who the manager is if we win. Yeah. But then you've got people going, it'd be a terrible decision if he wins a trophy, and then they extend it again. We can't win. Do you want trophies and to have an actual long-term manager for once instead of chopping and changing every 6, 12, 18, 24 months? Yeah? Or do you want to keep with the short-term managers? Because that's one of the issues from the Roman era, is that you had short-term managers all the time, and that's why it's not sustainable. You can't keep changing managers with different systems and different demands, because then you have issues with your training and the players that you have, and do the players fit the role of the new manager? Do they not? Like, that's what I think people need to start thinking of, and that's not me being rude. That's just me stating factually, like, we can't win because you want to win trophies, but then you're saying, oh, but if he wins a trophy, then he's got to get extended. I don't care. So long as my club's winning trophies and they're successful, I don't care who the manager is. So long as it's not Benitez. I never want Benitez. Never did, never will. He can stay far away from my club. Maurizio Sarri's on that list as well, and definitely Gareth Southgate. There's like 4 managers I never want near my club. Outside of that, I'd back any manager that comes in.
And I understand what my brother Bluebird Analysis is trying to say here. He says if Poch clinches 4th place next season, grabs the FA Cup, and aims a 3-year contract extension, we could find ourselves locked into a pattern of consistent top 4
Whoa,
finishes.
Massive news from David Ornstein.
What's it saying?
Exclusive. Premier League clubs to vote on a proposal to scrap VAR from next season. Resolution formally submitted by Wolves to abolish the system, and it will now be on the agenda at the June the 6th meeting. any rule changes need a 2/3 majority, which is 14 out of the 20 Premier League teams to pass it in order for it to happen.
No.
That's massive.
I don't think they have to scrap VAR.
That is massive, though. That is wow.
Steven, I don't think they have to scrap VAR.
To be fair, Wolves are one of the teams that have got screwed the hardest on VAR. So I don't blame them, to be honest.
But what
like, how many times have we been sat here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And we've said, oh, you see how Wolves got screwed in the last minutes again?
Mm-hmm.
They had it like 4 games in a row where they got screwed over in the last like 5 minutes of games on VAR. So on that front, I really can't blame them for trying to put a proposal forward to get it scrapped.
See, there's ups and downs with this VAR situation. I love VAR and I hate VAR. If VAR hasn't been in our game, I'm happy with it.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe
yes, sometimes maybe good. It's all about how do these people want to use this machine? Are they getting the best out of this machine by using it in the right way? Well, there's so many incidents. If you want to bring in video assistant refereeing, which is going to help the referees sees everything, because to be honest, the referees can see everything, especially his eyes. His eyes is looking at the guy taking the corner kick. Then he has to move his eyes right, looking at the 18-yard box with lots of action, lots of pulling of jerseys and people heckling and heading each other. Then, if some incident happened, we have to revisit. We have to go to the screen and see what really transformed, what happened over there, and we have to use logic into it and then come up with a fair decision. And I've seen Chelsea also have been dealt badly with VAR when there was a pull of hair last season where someone was pulling Cucurella's hair, and so many Cucurella again this season, and then also Nicholas Jackson against Oleana in the Fulham game, and not Fulham, Nottingham. Is it Forest, right? Nottingham Forest game. What happened? What is VAR? Why did VAR intervene and check into that incident? There was nothing. So the machine is there for humans to use that machine well, but they are making it difficult. It's not the machine. I want the machine to be in there. I want VAR to be in there to check certain things that happens in the 18. You get one to be able to say, look at
Do
the
you know what the simple solution is?
Yes, Stephen, go ahead.
Just quick.
Yeah.
Just because it adds on to your point. We all, I think 99% of people have the same view, yeah? It's a case of the system isn't the issue. The issue is the people operating said system. If you scrap the system, then with all due respect, you're stupid. Because the system's not the problem here. It's how the people operating the system use that system. And the referees are not using it effectively or consistently. And that's why you get the errors that you get that screw teams over, because there's no consistency. That's the issue. If you just get a team of officials who are strictly on video assistant referee, yeah, they're not an on-field referee, they're not an assistant referee, they're not a fourth official, yeah, you'd have a bit more consistency because it's always the same people in that system. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Straight away, in about, 30 seconds, I've just given you an easy solution. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult.
I don't think it's difficult at all, Steven. It's not difficult. You've seen things point blank, and then you know what they do, Steven?
I looked away for a second. I was wondering where you were going with it. I looked back.
It's Chelsea, Steven. It's Chelsea. Hey, Howard Webb. It's Chelsea. What do you think,
bro? I was at the game again. I was at the game against Tottenham when they were VAR checking the Trevor Chalobah goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they checked for offside, then they checked for a foul. Yeah, I turned around to the people next to me and went, "We're Chelsea. They'll check violent conduct in about 5 seconds." I kid you not. I literally turned around to the people around me and I said those exact words. And then I turned to my friend and went, "Can you go give my glasses to the steward so you can run them down to the ref?"
Well, out of madness, I don't know, but yeah, like I said, something need to be done. Yeah, VAR, whatever, something need to be done. All right, Stephen G, let's look at the what we already talked about in terms of the league table. We're gonna share this, guys. If you're watching us live, do not forget.
I don't know why I went to open up.
Bluebird Analysis said he will never win the Europa League, the league.
No, he'll never win the Premier
League. He will be the Arsene Wenger, after Wenger of Chelsea, top 4 veteran with caps.
But you don't know that, and also Wenger did win the league with Arsenal, so that kind of, with all due respect, invalidates that point.
Yeah, Bluebird, this is all hypothetically. We don't know what's going to happen in the future because you have to remember you cannot use Chelsea.
Pep isn't going to be in the Premier League forever. Klopp's going in the summer. Arteta won't be around forever, and Arsenal might be tired after 2 title races. You don't know how their players are going to cope.
Pep is going to go too. Yeah, this
will be gone. I guarantee you, in the next 2-3 years, Pep's gone from the Prem.
Yeah, I mean he's done it all. What else does he have to do?
By which point, our players will be reaching their peak, which means we have the players in their peak that have been together for multiple years with very minimal changes here and there that will be ready to take over and start dominating the league.
Steven, your brother is on the show. He's look at his comment. Your brother, Lord.
If you jinx this, Hams, yeah, just know what I said in the server stands, yeah. We got me and Hams have an agreement that if he jinxes us, I'll get a time him out for 24 hours.
All right, people, don't forget to join us on the platform. Don't forget to drop your like on the video. We are streaming live on 2 platforms at the same time, X and YouTube. We're not on Facebook at this moment because of we have a problem with our account. But we got 15 of you watching us live. Let us know your prediction and your lineup in the comment section below. And I'll take my time. Steven and I will take our time to go through those comments and your questions as they come in. And Cole Palmer is yet to extend his contract with Chelsea, and there are some more. We've talked about Mauricio Pochettino. We've talked about Roberto de Zerbi. Was Cole Palmer a real Chelsea target in the summer? Was it? There were so many things going around there. EPL live analysis will break down the match live as it happens on this platform. We want to see your prediction and your score. Your score prediction also. Was Chelsea improved from continuing against Brighton? Will they put up the same kind of performance we've seen past 3 games? Steven will say, if he ain't broken, why do you want to change anything? To keep the formula. Infected left back, right? Steven, infected left back, Mark Cucurella in that position. We know Ben Chilwell is still there, but if you have the formula, if you getting the balance right now, you got to keep on moving. Enzo Fernandez is not there, but hopefully next season Mauricio Pochettino will find the right formula and know how to play like Enzo Fernandez. So we are streaming live on this platform, and I know Love Vapor Nation is dropping a lot. It says 1-2 Chelsea win. Good. That's coming from Lord Vapor Nation. Bluebird Analysis said, I believe if Poch stays, then he will be here for the next 3 to 4 years. Finger crossed. Bluebird Analysis said, it is strange to see Blueclouds defending Poch. I see your argument and the panelists. Yes, yeah, it is strange, bro. It is strange. Once things are heading towards the right direction, there's no reason not to back him. You get what I'm saying? There's no reason not to back him. I see Chelsea winning tonight, 3-1 coming from Wiz. Let me look at the name very carefully so I don't butcher it. Wiz Paparazz Beats. Yes, Steven, did I get it right? Wiz Paparazz.
About to butcher the name.
I think I got it right. Big up to you, my friend and my brother, for joining us on the platform. If you're Chelsea fan, remember we stream each and every day. But of late, it looks like the season is coming to an end, and some might here with us. So there is a lot of work behind the scenes that we're putting together. That is why you don't see us each and every day, but definitely at least 2 or 3 times in the week we will be here waffling Chelsea issues on this platform. So don't forget to drop your likes on the video. It will help go a long way. Might like Blue Board Analysis said, I think that we should allow Brighton to keep the ball and try to hit them on the counter. That what do you guys think? I don't think that's gonna happen.
Ain't
It,
gonna happen.
yeah, it's not gonna happen. It changes your mentality of the kind of Chelsea are not like that. Chelsea are not sit the ends, pack the bags team. So it's hard for them to change their mentality against Brighton. Chelsea will hold on to the ball, Chelsea will counter them. But remember, Brighton is not a low block team. Brighton is a football club that plays attacking football, beautiful football. So yes, they will do that, and that's the kind of team, that's the kind of style that suits Chelsea's style of play. Steven, what do you think?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's no point in changing how we approach things. Just keep the approach the same, to be honest. At the end of the day, why change it if the players aren't trained in it? This is the exact thing that we were all saying about Spurs yesterday. It seemed like Spurs were going to sit back in the back five before the game. They didn't in the end, but we were speculating why would they do that, because they've not trained in it. So would be a huge issue. In the end, they didn't do that, so that whole point was completely invalid. But it was a conversation that needed to be said yesterday. But there's no point changing something if you haven't trained in it. In terms of changing to something you haven't trained in.
Right. Wiz Paparazzi Beat said I'm a Chelsea fan for 2 decades plus till now. Thank you very much for being a wonderful Chelsea fan. And I know how Chelsea fan base have extended widely worldwide, especially in African continent. It's everywhere. Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Senegal, because of all these players that comes in to do business with Chelsea. Chelsea give them the opportunity. African players, likes of Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, Phil Michael Essien, Celestin Babayaro back in the days, 1997, 1996, 1998. He played, he did his best for Chelsea, and it was coming from Nigeria himself. And the likes of Solomon Kalou and all the others. So big up to you, my friend, that support Chelsea in that distance. Let me know your geographical location and where you're watching the stream from. I'd love to shout everyone out here. So thank you very much for joining us on the platform. For instance, the way we set up against Man City in the FA Cup semi-final. That's what he's trying to say. I get that very, very. But you have to remember, when Chelsea, there is no one in the Premier League that knows how to hold the ball and controls the ball better than Manchester City. Yes, there's no one else. You can say them and maybe Arsenal and Chelsea, Brighton, and some other teams. But Manchester City is the best in the league in terms of how to pass the ball and how to hold on to the ball. They're better than anyone else. So that is why. And when we play against Manchester City, the possession base will be more than Chelsea in every game. Manchester City will gain more possession than, because they are better than. They've been doing this for how long now? Since the Pep Guardiola got to the football club. So they have that philosophy nailed, and we are now trying to build on our philosophy and our style of play. So, Wiz Paparazzi said, "Watching you from Nigeria, bro. Thank you very much. All my Niger brothers that support this platform. I want to say shout out to you all. Like Whiskey and the rest. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you all for my brother. Thank you for supporting us on this platform. Let's get it there. Steven, take us through
Yep,
what
I'm
you
back.
want to illustrate on these. If you're back,
Mhm.
if you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. Are
Okay.
you alright to do it so that the tables in the bigger screen?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
You
I'll
know
do
the
that.
layout thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
There we
That
go.
that looks better. All right. So, Steven, take us through what you want to take us through in terms of these graphics, the table 3, divide it in 3 form for us if you want me to. I can do that too.
Say that again. What was that last bit?
You divided the screen in 4, or if it doesn't matter anymore, we can go with just this one.
We could go with this one and still go to the other ones and mention that, because it's always good to mention that. If we look at what we see here, obviously this is the current league table.
Yeah.
Now, Newcastle sit in 6th. They play Man United tonight, who sit in 8th. The only other Premier League game is the Chelsea game, 7th versus 10th. Brighton versus Chelsea, yeah? Let's look at a couple of scenarios for tonight, yeah? If Chelsea win and Man United versus Newcastle is a draw, Chelsea will go into 6th with a 2-point advantage over Newcastle and will mathematically only be able to finish 7th at the lowest. They would not be able to get caught by Man United. Yeah? Mm-hmm. If Chelsea win and Man United win, Chelsea would go 3 points ahead of Newcastle and remain 3 points ahead of Manchester United. However, once again, Chelsea would basically be guaranteed 7th because the goal difference for Man United is -4 and the goal difference for Chelsea is 12. So United would need a 16-goal swing on the final day to overtake Chelsea in that situation. If Chelsea lose and Man United win, then all of Newcastle, Chelsea, and Man United will be level on points going into the final day of the season. If Man U win and Chelsea lose. Yeah?
Yes, Steven.
If Newcastle win and Chelsea lose, then Chelsea will be guaranteed 7th and it would be impossible to finish 6th because the Newcastle have nearly double the goal difference. If both Chelsea and Newcastle win, the league table doesn't change except from the points. They stay 6th and 7th. Man, you can't catch them. Right?
That's right.
The key thing to look at, the main thing I want to look at now is, so I can do, if you go up and switch to the home one. So if you scroll up, you should be able to choose home, away, or last 5. If you go to the home one, next to it says home, yeah? Now scroll down a bit. So on home form, well, not form. At home, Brighton have played 17 games, so their last 2 games are both at home. Yeah?
Yeah.
They've got 30 points at home. They've won 8 games. They've drawn 6. They've lost 3. Pretty decent home record. I think we can all agree on that. Only 3 defeats at home.
30,
yeah,
that's a lot of points. Yeah, only 3 and 3 losers at home, 6 draws and 8 wins. It's not bad.
Who's at home for the Man U game? Is it Man U?
Brighton?
I think it's Man U, right?
Yeah, Man U be playing home.
Yeah, Man U's at home against Newcastle. So Man U have a very good home record as well. Technically, it's pretty close to Brighton's. They got the same number of points. They've played 1 more game. They've got 1 more win, but they've somehow lost 3 more. Is what it is. So instead of having 6 draws, they got 3, but they make up those points by having 1 more win. If we go to the away, because now I want to see where Newcastle's away form is and where Chelsea's away form is, because they're the 2 away teams tonight in their respective games. You good?
Yeah.
So if you scroll up and go to the away one now.
Okay.
And then after this, we'll end up going to the last 5. So on away form, Chelsea have 23 points. Not very good. You can see that there. Not very good. You've got 6 wins, 5 draws, 7 defeats. Not very good for Chelsea.
You know what they did Chelsea did this season? They improved on their home ground record.
Yeah, we started turning Stamford Bridge into a fortress again, especially since we played Arsenal at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. We've only lost 2 home games since then, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But here's the big thing, right? We saw the Man United home record, yeah. But if you look where Newcastle are on away record, bear in mind Newcastle are the away team tonight. Newcastle on their away record are 14th in the league. And crucially, they've played 17 away games, which means both of their last 2 games are away from home. So if you look at their record, they've got 5 wins, 2 draws, 10 defeats away from home, 17 points. Yeah? 6 less points than Chelsea. They've played 1 less than Chelsea in terms of away games, but both their games are away from home for the last 2 games. This is where it's a good point. I didn't even know that they had both their last games being away games, right? I didn't know that when I was looking at the scenarios that we could get. This, now that I see it, is massive for Chelsea. If Chelsea can get a win tonight, there is a potential that in at least one of the games, whether that be tonight or on the last game of the season being on Sunday, yeah, that Newcastle can and will drop points. Their last game of the season is away to Brentford. I'm actually going to save you flicking back. Brentford's home form is 16th in the league. Not great, but they're fighting relegation. What do you expect? They've got 22 points at home, so they've got more points at home than Newcastle have away. They've only got 1 game left, I believe. Well, I know they got 1 left at home, but I think they got 1 left in all competitions as well. Go to full. Yeah, so they've only got that last game of the season.
Yeah.
So just around this little bit up, because I think this is something we should touch on. It could go down. Although the relegation bit isn't really that big of a deal because that's basically decided at this point. But if we now go to the last 5 matches to see the form over the last 5.
Go to form.
No. Go to last 5 matches up there. Next to away. There we go. And now you see how the table moves to show us the form of the last 5 games. So now this is interesting, right? Newcastle's away form has been bad, but their last 5 games, they're actually 5th in the form table. Technically, they're not. Technically, they are joint 3rd. Yeah, technically, they're joint 3rd because so many teams, including Chelsea, have 10 points. Yeah, technically, they're joint 3rd because Newcastle, Brentford, and Chelsea all have 10 points in their last 5 games. Man United's form, however, is bad. So is Brighton's. So, interesting, right? I didn't notice this. I should have checked this more, but I'm glad I didn't because now even I'm getting to react to this situation live as we look at it. Look at Newcastle and Chelsea, yeah? In the last 5 games, Newcastle have won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. So have Chelsea. Both are on 10 points from the last 5 games. Newcastle have scored 14 goals, conceded 5, so a goal difference of 9 across their last 5 games. Chelsea have scored 12, conceded 9, so a goal difference of 3 over the last 5 games. As we said, both teams 10 points the last 5 games. Man United, it shows as being 12th.
12.
Yeah?
Man United 12.
Man United have 5 points from their last 5 games because they've lost 2, they've drawn 2, and they've won 1. They've scored 7, but they've conceded 10. So they've got a -3 goal difference over the last 5 games. Yeah? But you know how Chelsea and Newcastle, the 2 away teams for tonight's fixtures, have 10 points, joint third best in the league, yeah?
Mhm.
Look who has the same points as Man United in the last 5 games. Brighton also have 5 points in their last 5 games. Weird how that's worked out. The 2 away teams for tonight's games have got basically 2 points a game the last 5 games because they got 10 points from 5 games, basically 2 points a game. Whereas 2 home teams have got
Chelsea, Newcastle
the last 5 games. So this is why I like looking at the home form, the away form, and then last 5, because last 5 shows you across their home matches and their away matches. Yeah, of their last 5 games. But it's also interesting to get the overall picture of what their home form and their away form has been like separately. But as we said, it's going to be interesting, especially given the form of the last 5 games. I hope for Chelsea's sake, Man United get at least a draw, if not a win, because that benefits Chelsea. As I'd said to begin with, as a Chelsea fan, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to wrap it up now of a win for Man United and a win for Chelsea means that on the last game of the season, Chelsea will go into it at 6th place. They would need 1 point, and it's against Bournemouth, so should definitely happen, to get 6th place.
We drew 2-2 against them at Stamford Bridge.
No, we're at Stamford Bridge on Sunday.
Against Bournemouth, not Burnley. Bournemouth.
Yeah. Which means we need a point in the last game of the season to guarantee 6th. 6th at worst would be Conference League, but if Man City win the FA Cup, it's Europa League. So realistically, we need Man United to do Chelsea a favour tonight as Chelsea fans.
No, it's not even in their hands. Today for them to beat Newcastle United, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we need them.
Can they do it? I think they'll turn up against Newcastle, Steven.
They might do, but with Man United, they've actually been worse than Chelsea over the whole of the season, and the table's finally starting to show that now.
And you can't even tell which kind of Manchester United is going to turn up on that
day. That's exactly my point.
It's like Chelsea. Yeah.
It's a case of
I do agree
with you. Over the whole season have looked worse in their overall performances in a lot of their games, whereas Chelsea have actually looked better than Man U in the majority of their performances. But until recently, the results weren't showing that. Now the results are starting to show that. So big 2 games.
Big up to anyone that's watching there. Meta Face Doom, it's been a long time. I hope you're doing very well. I hope UK is getting in the evening time to play the big game between Chelsea and Brighton. Chelsea traveling to the Amex Stadium. Amex Stadium is what they call it, where they will be playing Brighton Football Club. Chelsea have already, I think they've won 2 games against Brighton this season. One in the Carabao Cup, I think FA Cup. Yeah, one in the FA Cup.
No, and then
Carabao Cup. Okay, then the second.
It was Carabao Cup, and then we also beat them in the league at Stamford Bridge.
Right. So, can Chelsea do the double over Brighton this season? You know, if it was 10 years ago, there's no question over here. But this modern Chelsea, we kind of worried a little bit. We've seen the inconsistency within the team beginning of the season till now. But the team is getting better, and I hope that they gel to become a very, very strong, strong uniform, strong team. What, Steven?
Unit.
Strong unit. It's almost a uniform. Yeah, strong unit. So, yeah, we can see that consistency building up each and every day. So, thank you very much, anyone that has been on the platform. We got 14 of you watching live. We only got 8 likes. I don't get it, guys. Come on. You don't have to drop a like on the video. Yes, it will go a long way. We got 19 right now, but it won't hit. We got 14 of us, and we got 19 likes. You guys are legend. Thank you very much. Stevie G, we've dissected. We've talked a lot. We've gone through hypothetically. Let's look at the what would I call it? The predicted lineup, and then we can end up from here, Steven. Predicted lineup is what we'll be looking at this moment. Sorry,
What app are you using for the predicted?
One football.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, one football. We use what same. Where did you go, man? Sorry, guys. I got that on my screen. I don't know where we went to. Let me get it back.
Everything good?
Yeah, I've misplaced the. Never mind. I'll click on. Yeah, the tab that I had open. Okay, I got it.
Bear with us for 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, guys.
These are the things that happen on live streams that people don't see when people do videos. Because you've got so much stuff that you need to have that you just end up with stuff misplaced by accident.
I guess you have it now. All right. Let me share the screen. I think it's on the screen right now. Let me zoom in. There. All right, so guys, this is what we'll be looking at according to one football. It's giving us this prediction, and this is Brighton's predicted lineup for tomorrow's game, and it looks like it's a 4-2. Today's game 4-2-3-1 formation with is it Igar or whatever they call it, Igar, Dunk, Webster, Lamptey, what's his name again? Verbruggen.
What, the keeper?
Verbruggen, yeah. Verbruggen. And we have, I think, Lallana. Dua.
Gilmore, Pascal Gross, and then Boanote, Lallana, and Adingra.
I got it. Where did it go?
I've got to close my Discord again. It's doing my head in.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, apparently Lallana will be leaving the football club in the summer. Lallana by Danny Welbeck have signed 2 more years. And I think he is 36 years old right now. And he's signed 2 more years. That will take him to 27, 28 years old before he leave the football club by report. So yes. Who?
Yeah. Who?
Welbeck. Danny Welbeck.
Welbeck's older than that. It'll be, you said 28.
26. 36, sorry. 36.
Yeah, he's 33.
33.
He's 33, yeah. His birthday's in November.
Okay. I thought it's 36.
So what was it? Was it a 2-year extension?
2-year extension. So that'll take you to 2026.
When he's 35.
35, which is not bad. I'm sure he'll still play in the Premier League. He'll move somewhere in the Premier League. All right. So Chelsea's predicted lineup, which we all know, 4-2-3-1, just like Brighton. But we have Marc Cucurella, who has been impressive for Chelsea in the past 4 games that Chelsea have played. Marc Cucurella, Badishia, who's also getting better. Thiago Silva will be playing. He's got 2 more games to go for Chelsea before he leaves the football club to join Paranese. Is it Paranese?
Who's going to join where?
Thiago Silva.
Fluminense.
It's a Paranese. Fluminense. Then we have a Trevor Chalobah, Petrovic in goal post, which is getting better.
Some sort of suits?
Gallagher and the Caicedo in the pivot role. Modric, Palmer, Madueke, and Nicholas Jackson, the Lone Ranger. So this is what we have here for Chelsea predicted lineup. If you guys have any question regarding this, let me know in the comment section below. Besides that, we'll say we are done for the day. Let me take some few words from Steven. Steven, I'm going for a predicted lineup, and I'm going for a Chelsea 3-1.
You mean predicted 3-1
Chelsea? Yeah. 3-1 for Chelsea.
I'm going for a predicted lineup 3-1. That's not a valid formation.
Chelsea will be on this. Reece James will be on the score sheet. Modric will also be on the score sheet, according to what I see.
As you're on about that, who would you start at right back today?
At right back, I'm going for Madueke.
Right back, not right wing.
Right back. Who do we have? Chalobah. Well, I will not change Chalobah for anyone else. He's been consistency, he's been great and he's been brilliant. So why would I change Chalobah for anyone else?
Agreed, but at the same time, you could make the argument of starting a natural right back because Gusto's been getting minutes. Gusto looks good, so.
But the question is, does Chalobah give you the balance you're looking for in your defense?
Yes
or no?
The issue is Chalobah doesn't always attack because he's a natural centre back, so you lose a bit of an outlet at times on the right hand side coming out of defence. Whereas if you've got a natural right back, they can defend and they can attack.
So what are you gonna do? Rest Thiago Silva and put Chalobah there?
This is harsh. On my predicted lineup, I put Chalobah on the bench. Don't get me wrong, and I've said this. I've given him his praise. He's been good. Yeah.
Well, I'll get you wrong if you sit him on the bench because he hasn't done nothing
just
wrong.
Hear me out.
Okay.
My thing is, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Because Silva's not exactly quick, so he don't cover for any issues Badiashile has, whatever. Badiashile seems to play better with Thiago Silva next to him. So I don't want to be dropping Thiago Silva to have Badiashile play the left centre-back role with Chalobah at right centre-back. I feel like we're better off sticking with the same two centre-back, and then you can have Chalobah on the bench as an option because realistically, you could then use Chalobah in a multitude of positions off of a bench if you really wanted to. And I'd prefer to have the extra attacking outlet from a natural fullback than having not as much of an outlet in Trevor Chalobah. Yes, he attacks at times, but you can tell he's a natural centre-back in how he plays that role. And I'd rather have someone naturally fitted to that role for this game.
I agree with you. Big up to you. Big up to a woman like I want to love you forever. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Stevie, keep going. Yeah, I was a man like that's a woman like I want to love you forever. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Taking the time to join us here. Steven, give me your predicted scoreline.
You know I don't do scores, but I'm going for a Chelsea win. We've got to keep the good form going, and then we've got to end the season with 2 wins. A win against Brighton and a win against Bournemouth.
Okay, question to you. Who do you put in your left back if Chilwell is ready? Remember, we have 2. I don't think
Chilwell's ready, so I'm sticking with Cucurella.
Steven, on the right-hand side too, I don't think that Gusto is ready to start. And James is also not ready to start. So you're going to start
isn't. Gusto's more ready to start. Gusto's more likely to start if we start one. I think Gusto's probably the better option than Chalobah. This is what I'm saying. If Gusto's good enough to start, you have to start Gusto in this game, in my opinion. If we were playing a team who is more likely to come at us, yeah, I wouldn't mind having Chalobah there because then you can have Chalobah move to make it a back 3 and only have Cucurella invert, yeah? Because you're going to be more defensive a majority of the time if you're against a team that's more possessive of the ball, like a Man City, for example. Yeah? That situation, no issue, Chalobah starting. But today, must-win game once again, and I want us to have the attacking outlet. So if Gusto's ready to go, Gusto starts. If Gusto's not ready, then obviously you go Chalobah. But if he's ready, you've got to go Gusto 100%.
Okay. We are done for the day. Greetings to Stephen G, my co-host, who's always here as usual. Yes, very, very punctual. All the time, he's live repping the channel. And, his football knowledge is very, very deep. And we put it together to get this stream and this channel going distance. So if you're joining us, whatever platform you're watching us from, we want to tell you to support the channel with whatever you can. We got 15 of us watching live on YouTube. So do us a favor, support the channel and, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything from us when we go live. Thank you very much. Davi Lad 23, I'm sure that's the name. He said that our small clubs, UTC. Small clouds. What do you mean? Is it Davi late? 23.
Davy Ladd, I think.
Davy Ladd, 23. I'm sure I said your name right, didn't butcher it. If I did, let me know and I apologize for that. He says they're up to Chelsea. Is it UTC? UTV. Sorry, UTV.
Villa.
Oh, Villa. Villa is UTV. And he said we are small club. Come on, bro. Come on. I don't want us to argue over here.
Let's not kid ourselves, yeah. Chelsea ain't Spurs. We ain't a small club. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, one of the biggest club in the world. Not just biggest club in the world. He says that Brighton are nothing no more. No more. I don't think. But Chelsea is on the rise. I think. Okay. I think now that's. He believes Chelsea is on the rise. Chelsea are doing better, and
it's
let's see more.
That we'll eventually get back to where we belong.
Absolutely. I mean, there is a lot of things going on at Chelsea in terms
of.
We
just brought in a lot of players, a lot of young players that needed to gel, and now it started to gel, and we look better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our manager's bucked his ideas up and started doing the right things tactically.
Trying to understand these young players. They're very young. Guys, remember, almost about 85 of this team, of the players, are within the age of 20 and below. 20 and below. That's not going to be that easy. It's
not
going to
20
be that easy. Huh?
The majority is under 23, I want to say.
Yeah.
/23 and under.
He said, David said before United, 100%, man, you man will be up there next season. Thank you very much, my brother.
Bro, United need to do a whole big rebuild. Chelsea have basically done that. We just need to tweak a couple of things here and there.
Yeah, guys, the link is right there. If you want to come on and have a say. The link is right there. Don't be shy. Come on. If not, then we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day, guys. If you guys don't have a time, if we all deal with time. So if not, Steven, Lil Desperados, I always say.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Unless Stevie, you have anything you want to say?
No, I'm just seeing the lineup for the Chelsea and Spurs women game. That's a must win.
Yeah, but the main
that kicks off at 7:15 and the men kick off at 7:45.
Okay.
Aggie Beaver Jones starts.
I mean, why shouldn't she? If she's been called out for the women national team, then you need Aggie. You need Aggie to be in the list. But guys, this is where we're gonna drop the curtains. Draw the curtains. We'll see you guys again, hopefully tomorrow for another entertaining live stream of football talk. Bye for now, guys. Bye, Steven.
So,
what's up, guys? Welcome back to Blueclouds TV.